see how things play out. But figure we can do a bit of a recap, kind of condense the lore of what you guys learn, and make sure you guys have some memory of what happened. And then I don't know if we want to do a quick aside with Absynthos, not Absynthos, Andros, and Tellerus or not. Didn't really have time this week to try and do that separately, even though I don't think it would have been crazy long, apart from Tellerus really giving Andros his side of how he learned this info.
I'd be all up, just for the lore and narrative of it all, because that would obviously happen before we get back to Sunbreak.
Yep. As well as that would give Andros kind of a clue in and a slightly different perspective of it, because his father has a few different ideas of how things will play out. Obviously.
Of course he does.
I mean, he's taken action, so. But I guess with that, does anyone want to give a recap of the lore, as it were, since the last session was mostly a lore session and a mommy and sister coaching pep talk for Absynthos? Career talk, that's what it was. Career talk.
The snark from Mommy was on point, I gotta say. All right, Absynthos, what do you remember?
Let's see. In the world, long ago, the dragons are the rulers of everything. They basically pitted the other mortal races against each other. There was one civilization that Thamor comes from, whose name keeps changing, and I gotta be honest, I can't remember any of their names. That always seems to be the first one to fall whenever the world goes to poop. Let's see. The void is the source of all creation. At least the source of the energy of the creation. And Faust tried to be nice to the puny humans and friends. And I guess paid the price for it.
Half of that was like lore doc from forever ago, but I'm glad to see that all the new lore basically completely was forgotten.
Yeah.
Like,
that.
huh.
So, what I remember, the dragon, I don't know how to say his name because it's in German. It looks like Senshut, but it's said Zenjet, something like that.
Yeah, it's like Zenshout or something is how it was pronounced. It's
Zenshout. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I liked the German name for it, so.
Zenshout. He told us that in the beginning there were the gods, and the gods created the mortals, and when the mortals were created, dragons were also created as a byproduct, as manifestations of emotion, something along those lines. Their power grew, and it turned into a big old war between the dragons and their thralls, and the gods and their followers. And the war lasted for a long time. And it was going to keep lasting for a while until the kingdom of Drate found a way to harness the void, found out about the void, and harnessed it to kill Heron, the over-goddess of order. Upon her death, the world cracked. The void was, I think, rushing in. It was basically going to eat everything, so the dragons and gods decided, we'll make a pact, stop the void, and then back away so mortals can live. But we're going to reset the mortals because we don't want them knowing about the void, or something along those lines. So they did that. Faust was left as the one guardian to watch over more mortals, and mortals, being mortals, decided, hey, look, a big scaly dragon, let's kill it. And Faust got mad, used the void, and then they had to reset the world again. And it went like that, I think, 2 or 3 times. And now we're here, and Yeah.
Something like that. There's maybe it just wasn't clear, but I also don't fully remember the exact details of how it was said. Yeah, he was left as kind of a deific guardian of sorts to kind of monitor the pack and oversee what happened, but he traded his memories of the prior times for this role so that he wouldn't divulge info and basically
That's
any of
right.
that. However, it was mentioned as well that it wasn't just the mortals being mortals, it was a mix of mortals being mortals and the gods playing behind the scenes and still acting, although they couldn't directly intervene by choosing champions, by kind of having faith exist with the dragons forgotten. Once again, faith took over the world in all that regard and sparked the same kind of controversies it once did. They don't know who really caused it or what, but through that, as you said, mortals being mortals, they fell to their normal antics of going to war and doing the whole bit and turning against Faust. So
That's right. I forgot about that. That's the gods were basically like, "Oh yeah, we'll make this pact," and then immediately ignored it.
Yep, being as they are, because
Gods.
not all of them were, not all of them necessarily were in on that, but there are enough that hold the power or acted on their own to kind of work behind the scenes, whether with others or on their own, or however, that's still left to be found as to who really is kind of inciting these, wants these resets to happen, and who is trying to fight against it amongst that order. The other thing you learned, as you said, the dragons are kind of a symbol of, or a manifestation of the emotions of mortal kind. You've met hope and desire, basically, and also what happens when a dragon falls, because Faust, being the kind of embodiment of what hope was, fell to, well, what was despair for everyone. What is despair but undeath, a foe that literally even death could not claim. So, kind of a bit of a duality of what the dragons can be. And there are others, which have not been mentioned or met yet.
Right.
You also reclaimed your desires, and you reclaimed the lost desire of Tellerus. And in exchange for everything that went down, he offered to teleport you all back to
Sunbreak.
Yes. Teleport you all back to Sunbreak, should you wish it, which I guess was where we left off. I don't remember if you guys wanted to do anything else in the chamber before we left. I mean, Keeper wasn't really in there, unless you really want to say your goodbyes to Keeper. Was there anything else? Any other questions before we start the last session?
Nope. Session
I don't
99.
think so.
Yay.
No.
Okay. And yeah, and you also did, mention Kingdom of Drake, the fact that it was a city that kind of found the power of the void and were the first to harness it and first to bring down a goddess. And you learn a couple other little tidbits that he sensed the presence of her within the stone that Hildy has as part of her multi-tool. As well as you learn a little bit more about Thamor's origins of potentially being a descendant or maybe even from this forgotten kingdom. Hence, a lot of the illusions that he keeps getting offered maybe makes sense at this point because he kind of ignored every single one of them.
What? No, I haven't. No.
Find your people. Yeah, but I gotta go fish.
Maybe my
My
people are in the ocean.
My people might be inside the fish.
I mean,
No one ever thought of that possibility, and I'm going to
found
fully
relics and
explore
stuff scattered throughout the world, pointing to your people. You found even what's it called? Why is my brain not working tonight?
Were the ruins under Dunmork?
Yep. You were also told by Absinthoth's sister when she was kind of peering Madeline. I don't know why my brain is malfunctioning. She kind of questioned you and looked at you questioned you, how old? Do you really know how old you are? Do you really know where you're from? Like, you are a man lost to time and don't even seem to remember it. You've had visions of your past where your city had gone up to the cultists at one point. Like, there's been a lot of things that, I don't know, might start making some sense. Who knows? Or maybe it's all nonsensical and Thamor is truly just an enigma.
I mean.
Lore is
So.
complicated. Kill it with beans.
Basically, yeah. Lore is complicated, induce chaos. In the beginning, there was Thamor. This is not how it was written, but that is how it will be.
Yeah.
I will rewrite the storybook.
Pray I do not alter it further. Anyway. So yes. As the conversation ended, with a mighty roar and kind of summoning of his power, Sans kind of drifted around you, blurring your vision once again as he teleports you. Very powerful spell, basically mass teleportation, sending you across the deserts, back across the long length you traveled in what took you guys over a month, basically, to get here in mere seconds. You are once again dumped out on the pathway. Actually, yeah, you're dumped back outside the outskirts of the city.
Oh jeez, we have to fucking go through customs again.
Which side of the
Declare
city
your
are we?
fish.
I will say you are dumped under the... probably under the southern pass.
Okay.
So you can bring your tokens there for now until we get to an actual location, but we'll kind of just play on the map here. And as you guys kind of reappear on the streets, no one around seems to be looking, or there actually doesn't seem to be anyone really around at this point. It is the middle of the afternoon. And for anyone curious looking, the crystals you once had have all vanished. Kind of their fleeting memories and desires are once again imparted onto you, like you know what they meant. Odril, however, because you had someone else's, you notice that in your hand is now a small locket, replacing what was once his crystal.
Ojo will look down, kind of flip it back and forth, and then he'll open it.
Inside, using what you presume to be a decently talented magics, is a minor illusion of the image of your of
Amara?
huh?
Amara?
Yes,
Or-
Amara. I
Got it.
apologize today. Like I said, my brain is all over the place right now. Names are beyond me.
Okay.
It is a very young-looking Amara with a small child at her hand, and it looks to be pregnant. She looks to be pregnant with another. But the image of her just kind of is smiling warmly through the locket.
He blinks and snaps it back closed. And places it into yeah, he'll place it into his pack. One of the little belt pouches he's got. Right. We should make for the city. Perhaps meet at that same tavern we met at before.
And you do have the sending stone to
Yep.
Go on, Salty. How do you say it? How do
Kazdia?
you say it, Salty?
Kazdia. I had to think about it. Don't judge.
But yeah, Odro will
I didn't even know what you were talking about.
turn to the others. I will meet you back at the inn. I will contact my mistress, and we will meet from there.
Hmm.
I will meet you there at sundown. Understood?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We'll just hang out.
What time of day is it right now?
It's like mid-afternoon.
Hmm.
And with that, Odro will turn and walk off without them into the city.
Odril, for you, as you get close to the course of the city, the guards would turn to stop you. Seeing who you are recognized immediately and allowed to pass through.
He heads inside, and he'll probably find some small place to sit. If there's a small park or another tavern or something, he'll find
Yeah.
it. And
There's definitely benches and other small amenities around. It is a very well kept city. So
he'll find something out of the way, and use the sending stone to Kazdia.
about time.
It was a long journey.
I'll bet. Oh, you're back sooner than I expected.
Yes, it is sooner than I expected as well. It maybe is better to inform you in person with the others. I told them to meet us at the Sunset Inn at sundown. Can you make it?
I'll be there. Things are getting a little, problematic, Odril. I will explain when I'm there.
Yes, mistress. I'll put the sending stone away and yeah, he probably has a couple little quick errands he stops at while he's in town real quick, but mostly just checking on different things around the city, and then he'll head over to the Sunset Inn.
What about the rest of you?
I don't recall when we left. Did we leave on good terms with the local guard?
I don't think we had any reason not to be on good terms.
We didn't attack anyone.
It's true.
You almost performed acts of terrorism.
I did nothing. I was literally following around the two gremlins.
I think he was
You-
talking about me.
I was gonna say, I'm talking about the others that decided to try to traumatize a poor store clerk and then light the building on fire.
It was a smoke
Oh, yeah.
bomb. It was a smoke bomb.
It still explode.
What? Okay, well.
We need our disguises again.
Unfortunately, I can't extend disguises to any of you.
I can do mine, but
Pretty sure at this point, those shadows are following us.
Yes, most likely.
well, then maybe we just need to keep a low profile. If they already know that we're here, there's really no sense in disguising ourselves, is there?
I mean, going through the gate it might be. They might stop. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either, frankly. I thought that Odril was going to at least get us through, but then he fucking bolted. So
Well, he definitely has to uh, report through his chain of command, though. So yeah, I don't know whether he actually knew how we left things when we left here. So I mean, I don't know. Well, if we all went up to the gate together and someone said, "State your business," what would our business be? Again. don't all go at once. Fishing?
Well, we could try the trade angle again.
Trading?
Don't have a
Yeah,
permit
could
for
do
fishing.
trading. Okay.
is there any reason, Salty, that any of us would have the paperwork that we had before, like, to get us into the city the first time? Would that
I-
still be on us?
I don't remember if it was made permanent. I remember it was some of it was made with illusory script, wasn't it? Or was it made with forgery?
I think everything we made was physical documents. We didn't
Yeah, I
do
think that
anything
it was all
illusory.
forged.
Andros would
Yeah.
not have allowed just illusions to. He's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may have the documentation, but your physical appearances, apart from Seabreeze, are not what they were when you came to the city. Actually, maybe
Well,
other than
Hildy can make it that way.
Absinthe?
I've got hat of disguise. I can get back into my. So I
Yeah,
think the only person who would really have to worry about is Thamor.
but he's naked anyway, so
I have some basic clothing on.
Do you though? I've never heard of this clothing before. We've been playing for years. I don't think
Yeah, I
wears
always case
anything
with my
under that
pack.
armor.
Yeah, I always case from my pack, but I don't know what my pack is.
Is it on your back?
No, I never checked before.
Good place for it to be.
Yes, I suppose my backpack should be on my back.
All right. Well, I'll stick with everybody. You know, if we come to the gate together and try to appear as an authority that could get us through, my documentation should still be okay. I
It's worth a
don't know
shot.
what the rest of you are actually like doing though. I don't know what to tell the guards. Like, why are you with me? I don't.
Oh, you didn't look like this when we first came in, did you?
I did. I did look like this.
Oh, you did look like this.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, we all entered together then, didn't we?
But you all had Andros's disguises.
Oh, well.
Because he cast seeming, and so everybody looked different, except me.
I mean, bodyguard.
Mine wasn't his seeming. I look the same as I did when I walked in.
Okay. So then it's just Noko and Absinthe.
already got disguised, so he's already disguised back as Andy Sunsun.
So you have a disguise then. Okay, good. And then Noko, it's just you.
I don't think
Like-
Thorimer really even had paperwork other than just a bodyguard and said nothing else.
I think.
Yeah, I think I was actually bodyguard.
No,
and
they
I
let
had
him
that
in.
token to come here. From,
Yeah.
Oh no, you were
They let him in because he
Freya's.
won the.
Yeah, he had
won
the
the,
invitation.
thing.
Right. Right.
Well, that was Paul.
Yes,
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, stupid, sexy Paul.
and you
Mhm,
won the
mhm.
tournament or whatever.
Yeah,
Battle of Jeb.
the tournament of Jed.
But you can't do that yourself, can you?
Nah, yeah, I'm just a bodyguard.
Okay.
Paul died. Do bodyguard.
Rip Paul.
Poor Paul lost in the
Nope.
waste.
Somewhere a teenage witch is just sobbing uncontrollably.
Look. She's fine.
Okay, so have we
She
figured out
just
how we're going to overcome the hurdle that is the guards to
The
a major
gate.
city that normally has tourism and other people come through?
The glorified
okay,
door.
The glorified
Okay,
door,
hold on.
the bag.
Let me ask a question. Let's just be real for just a second. Is there any reason that Odril couldn't or wouldn't have let us through the gate before he took off to do his thing?
Yes.
You asshole.
Okay, fine.
No. He the whole idea is that he is not seen with them. They left the city at separate times. They are going into the city at separate times. The whole point of this is to make sure that they are not linked as together.
Okay, that's fair.
Cultural has a rep to maintain. Can't be seen with the likes of you.
He's not getting pour on his boots.
Look, a man can't walk into the places Odril walks if he's got cat shit on his boots.
What?
Wait, which can you
I'm
talking
gonna
about?
stop working towards the fucking game.
Alrighty.
No, here we go.
It's Bean. Bean shits on everything.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Fucking Bean.
You're right.
Mostly just on Namor.
Okay. I will try to lead this ragtag group and look officious when we approach the gate.
Okay. The guards, almost without a second glance, there's a, kind of quick flowing line of people coming into the city. The guards halt you fairly quickly before kind of peering up. Alright, state your businesses.
Oh, well,
Well,
we were
you're
already
the leader
here.
of the.
Well, I'm returning to my post. I'm accompanying these folks. I don't have any fucking stories for any of you people. You didn't give me shit to go on. I'm returning this with these pilgrims.
Bean just lands on your head. How dare you assume we even need to explain our purpose to you?
Jesus, I'm
Oh my
actively trying to swaddle him, make a burrito out of it. I don't pay any attention to the dress. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How
Yes,
dare you?
we.
Let me out!
The
Praise be to Pele.
Quiet.
two guards are just kind of looking, both amused and comically at the Pressum that is trying to poke its head out of, worming out from your armor.
I use the
Seems like
tape
you've
and
got
I
your
try and wrap
handful.
him up, and he's very mouthy.
Well,
I'm sorry.
If they're all with you then, they kind of look over the group. Guess it's alright. Just keep the pet on leash, I suppose.
I will not be leashed!
Yes, you will.
Right.
Be quiet.
How dare you?
Good day. Good day to you, sirs. Starts walking
Hey.
through the gate.
They let you pass without incident, scratching their head and kind of turning glances every so often. You just hear, should we report the odd cat now? That'd be somebody else's problem. I don't want to deal with another wild animal.
This is above my pay grade.
As you pass through, Bean is frantically trying to claw and bite its way through your grasp.
Out of
Oh,
eyesight.
I must teach
I
those
let him
ruffians
go.
a lesson.
Yes. No, stay with me. We need to go get something for you to
Fine.
eat.
Correct. That is
I thought
perhaps the smartest thing you've said today.
I knew it.
My vengeance will be swift later. Once I find where they sleep, I shall shit upon their beds.
Please don't shit in the barracks. We're all soldiers.
Barracks, you say?
Oh shit! I told him.
I will learn where these barracks are.
Oh, God damn it.
She used telepathic speech onto Seabreeze. Why can't you just send him back to,
Why can't you just talk out loud?
I don't want him to hear.
Stop invading my thoughts. I should say, I'm trying to do a voice and just failing today. Stop invading my thoughts. All right, so it's quite a walk to the Sunset Inn. I don't have anything else to do other than go back there and perhaps stop a block or so short just in case the whole area to see if anyone is surveilling the Sunset Inn.
No, but as you're walking through the streets, you do notice a certain vibrancy to the area that wasn't there before. There's several carts and people moving about, a lot more commotion than the last time you were in the city. And, I mean, doesn't really take much more inspection to see, but as you look around, you start seeing more and more decorations and other things being put up.
Mhm.
And you notice several flyers on walls that talk about the newly proclaimed Day of Palor
Oh,
to be happening in 2 days' time. The city seems rather excited. There's a buzz going about. Guards and citizens alike are kind of running about, setting up stalls, setting up decorations, adorning the statues, and other such things.
Sorry, everyone. I would like to separate from the group and try to find people's gold purses to steal.
And this is why we're wanted by the guards.
Well,
well, all right. Just stay out of sight. We'll meet up with you
oh,
later.
I'm not asking. You
Oh.
just don't see me anymore.
Oh, well, okay, fine.
Wait, where does Golden Bean go?
And Bean stays. I release Bean, and he goes where he will.
Oh.
Upon you disappearing, he just kind of floats there, not even realize you've taken off, and he turns to you, absent. You there. Tell me where this barracks is. I have urgent business that must be taken care of.
If I knew, I'd tell you.
Useless. You there. Do you know where the barracks is?
No, Bean. I can't say I do.
Fine. Then I will wait till the perfect opportunity and shit upon their heads from above. Good day.
That sounds like a plan. Good day to you.
Off he flies to the top of the wall to pursue his business.
Is
All right. ...
business. I can read that.
All right. Well, I think that we should just head to the inn and lay low until sundown. No, This is not the time for
It's always the time for
No, it's fucking not. We are going to the Sunset Inn, and you are going to sit there, and you are going to be a good boy.
Looks with indignation and quizzicalness with the common good boy.
Can I make an intimidation check?
Sure.
I mean, you could
What
certainly
would be
try.
contested with?
I mean, it's more of I'm curious to see just how intimidating she looks based on the role.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Come on, I need all of the Nixia energy. Oh, which dice was rolling hot for me earlier? Okay, come on. Come on, Mama Nixia. Don't fail me now. 19.
Absinthosis is it's gonna shut up.
Okay.
Not
that's
even
a start.
telepathic speech. Just he had an idea and basically got told his idea sucked. So
Before it even left his mouth. We should do this more often. It's quicker.
Do you think Thamor's going to fish again?
No.
I think that Thamor can wait.
As Thamor wanders off.
As Thamor wanders off.
We had one job. How do we fucking happen?
No. This isn't the game where I have to go on a leash.
Well, I guess the rescue plan for Absinthe or for Andros involves just getting arrested and going that way.
Yeah.
Got it.
Are you gonna chase after Thamor? Because Absinthe ain't.
I'm going to the inn.
We kept him
Okay.
focused for
Okay.
like almost a month. I mean, that's got to be in a reward or something.
The fish it calls. Anyway. Alright, so are you guys all heading to the inn, or is Thamor actually wandering off to go fish?
Inn.
Or attempt to get speared by fish again?
Going to the inn. You gotta kill God first before I go fishing.
I mean,
So, so in lieu of getting the permit, he wants to murder the god that's preventing him from fishing. Got it.
Yes.
That sounds appropriate.
I'm trying to get some gold. I don't know what Bean's doing.
Oh, Bean's
He's
perched and waiting.
Somewhere around.
No.
here.
Oh no, he's on top of the tower. He's waiting.
His back is arched and everything.
Yeah, he's waiting on top, right above the poor
Oh,
guards.
Oh, he went right back to him. Oh, damn it.
He's hanging right above the wall. He's waiting. He's brewing the perfect plan in his stomach right now.
Alright. You want me to roll to steal from people here?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a stealth and sleight of hand.
Oh, that's a natural 20 stealth. Do you want to hear what
Alright.
it is? I don't know. It's a 33.
I mean, nat 20 is enough.
Okay. And then sleight of hand. 16 plus it's 29. For a big fat purse of gold somewhere.
Yeah. I'll say between kind of looting things as you go, kind of lifting little purses here and there. You managed to lift about 200 gold total through your high rolls and crafty endeavors and lack of morals.
Excellent.
Lathander will remember this.
Shit. But that nat 20 stealth roll, he can't even see it.
Touche.
All right.
Lathander's even unaware of this.
Yeah. All right.
He is too preoccupied watching the bean with bemused interest.
Hey, that's probably where his attention should be focused, honestly. Bean's gonna get us all into a lot of trouble. Oh no. I can telepathically communicate with him within a certain distance, so when I see him go off in that direction, or if I know which direction he is, I will mentally... Bean, your dinner is waiting. Oh my god. Fucking oh my god. No, Bean.
One moment. Just one.
What the fuck? Fucking sides hurt so bad. Bean, come back. What are you doing? Get us killed.
I am simply doing two things at once, my familiar. I have both completed my vengeance and freed myself up for room for dinner.
Okay, just fly to me, please.
Yes, they are currently looking. The one is screaming.
Okay.
To bring a chance.
I love Bean so much.
Nothing but the highest of highbrow humor for us. We're some classy motherfuckers here.
It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. You to be.
You pooping?
Hello?
So yes, the bean rejoins you, noticeably happier and lighter. And
Hey.
you may not hear it, but there is some agitated and annoyed screams coming from the front gate.
It's too far away. We can't hear him anymore.
Traumatizing NPCs. One day at a time. Anyway,
Okay. Walking into the inn.
so you do have a few hours before nightfall. Is there anything you're doing inside the inn? And pull us over into the inn just for a little better visual this time.
Nice.
I think that it's. Oh, sorry.
This is really cool. Where's the door?
It's like down here.
Southeast.
Okay.
Is that a chair right next to the door?
Mm.
No, it's a window. Okay.
Yeah,
Urban
this is a
design.
window.
That's the window. This is the door. If you would like to go through the window, that is normally Seabreeze's territory.
Don't, because, yeah, that's fine. Don't need to do that today.
Seabreeze is sleeping contently in your arms, awaiting his meal.
Wait, who is?
Seabreeze. Or, Gold Bean.
Bean has become Seabreeze. Seabreeze is now sleeping.
He's
yeah.
ascended.
Yes, I guess I will go to the...
Do you have, like I said, there's a couple hours if you guys wish to do anything or convene or talk before Kazdia shows up.
I will procure...
But there is talk of this, the festival as I mentioned, and even Odril, to you, this is not a common festival either, or a
Right.
common. This is not a normal festival, I should say.
Right, this is not one of the traditional ones in Hammer.
So, how often is this festival?
Absinthe
Are you
just
asking
the
that to
void.
the void, or
I am kind of making a sidebar
Chicks-
comment to, I would say, Thamor and Hildy.
Yeah.
How often is this festival? Seems pretty. Doesn't seem like a regular festival, especially if they're putting signage up.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm eavesdropping the people in the room, I mean, how many? Can I get a sense of how routine this festival is?
Should put some NPCs around. There's only a few people about currently. It's mid-afternoon, though people here are mostly just kind of enjoying lunch or enjoying a quick bite. But for the most part, I mean, you can roll me an investigation, see what you pick up if you're just kind of eavesdropping the crowd. As far as proprietor, I mean, he's got pretty much a fair selection of meats, cheeses, breads. A stew is brewing as well. Like he's got a fair lunch into dinner
Bean,
setup. He's got
what would
going.
you like to eat of those
The
things?
finest of fish.
Oh. Do they have any fish?
They do.
2 of your finest fish dishes, please.
Tavern Keep, of course, gives you a nod before he heads back and starts prepping food. Absinthe with a 7. Nothing really. You just hear mostly people just kind of idle chatter. Nothing that would lead to any information about the area. Mostly just, most general stuff.
Hmm.
Well, I guess we always could ask Light's bounty. Bet he would know. After all, it probably costs a lot of money to make this festival. Just kind of talking to Hildy.
Why do you care?
Let's just say I think there's a lot more going on to the festival.
That doesn't really answer my question. Why do you care? That's really something that you're interested in right now?
I think it tells us where Andros is going to be.
How do you figure?
Well, it's a day of celebration for Paylor. Andros is surely a part of Paylor, the plan for Paylor.
How do you figure that?
I have a sneaking suspicion that they need Andros for something involving some kind of ritual. Remember, he's got those gods
Some
in his
kind of
heads.
ritual. Are you just making shit up? Like, where are you getting all of this?
It's just a theory at the moment. If you have a
Oh,
better
so
theory,
you're pulling it out of your ass, is what you're saying.
is there a reason you are so damn combative?
You see her just kind of like she opens her mouth to retaliate, then she just closes her eyes, takes a deep breath. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Don't let it go to your head. Let me ask you in a non-combative way then. Do you have anything to support this theory of yours?
Well, Andros has two gods in his head. I've talked to some people who seem to believe that some of the higher members want to control God like Paylor. Who better to control God than someone who already kind of controls too?
So what, you think that they're going to use Andros as some kind of conduit to control gods?
Does a little finger gun.
What's a
Exactly.
gun? Do firearms exist in
Firearms did exist in a very rare capacity.
Rare capacity, they're being tested in
Jerry rag or something.
Jerrag, but there's cannons that exist. But yeah, the conventional small firearms, that's kind of a
So instead of
testing
finger-
grounds for the Demir Guild.
So it's not a finger gun, it's a finger crossbow or something. I don't know.
Finger hand crossbow, yeah.
There you go.
Maybe we can, when our friends come here, deeper conversation for it. But yes, that's what I'm
Well-
working off of.
Well, even if you are right, I don't plan to be here long enough to find out. We did what we set out to do, and that was the deal. So hopefully we can just get Andros and get the hell out of Dodge.
Andros will be most vulnerable. That's not the right word. Most likely to be liberated, probably right before the festival. They probably have them all on lock somewhere. It'll probably take more than maybe even months to find him there. But if we know where he's going to be in a few days, after all, the people have to meet up somewhere, then simply narrowing down some possible vectors, then we could find Andros. And then leave.
Well, perhaps we should wait and see what Odril's mistress has to say about this. We are in her mercy, after all.
And I'm quite content to wait until then to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. Thamor, is there
Can-
anything you're doing? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to see if there was anything Thamor was going to do as well, but if you got something you want to do right now, we can do that as well.
Well, I was going to
Okay.
pull Thamor aside, actually.
Oh.
if I
Oh.
could.
Okay, I guess Tamar is doing something.
Yeah, I'll say it. She like breaks away from absent thought. She kind of pulls Faye more off to the side. You stepped on a tripwire.
Okay. Well, seems like you had already regretted what you did, and no need to get everyone on your case about it either.
Why though? I would have deserved it if you had outed me.
Hmm. No particular reason. Just didn't see a need to tell everyone about it, not unless you told them.
Seabreeze knows, and I feel that Odril probably figured it out.
Yes, well, Seabreeze likes to watch things she shouldn't be watching.
Oh no, I told Seabreeze.
Oh,
I feel very bad. And I am very sorry.
well, I appreciate that.
I
Yeah.
would like to make it up to you somehow if I could.
Hmm. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
What the?
Suppose that's fair.
Shh, quiet there. Quiet there.
Okay then.
Treg's in the chat talking about drugs.
How to turn beans into a faster acting drug. Start of a
Combine them.
beautiful relationship.
Who needs cocaine bears? We can have cocaine beans.
Double the chaos, double the fun.
I can be stupider, faster.
If you snort beans, does that mean you roll multiple times? Because you're consuming more than one thing?
I feel like you just take damage, but yes, it would probably happen faster.
The chaos gets into the bloodstream faster.
Anyway. Anything else that you want to do before waiting for sundown?
In here.
Nothing from me.
Okay.
Well, just they were sort of working on figuring out this feeling. He's feeling of having spills now. He has.
You're gonna do that inside?
I mean, there's nothing explosive.
That you know of.
True.
What was the catalyst for him getting spells?
I'm not even sure. Is it from his level up as a... Like, what gave him the spells anyway?
A feat.
Aberrant Dragon Mark.
Oh, the Aberrant Dragon Mark. Okay. I mean, it could just be the fact that he finally kind of learned a little bit more about his heritage, and maybe that's, like, kind of what stemmed the mark.
It unlocked his potential in his brain. He's now using 7% of his brain.
Ploink saw Thayboy being teleported. Someone's like, oh, poke. Ploink mark.
It's not a dragon mark, it's a ploink mark.
What that even look like?
The bean.
Just a bean. Hammer's running around like claiming he's got an aberrant tattoo and it's giving him powers, and it just looks like a birthmark of sorts.
It's just on his it's just on his forehead. And when he casts his spell, it opens up into an eye.
Gosh.
Explodey boom boom, man.
It's like boom boom, man. Okay, I guess I'll pick up Fireball then.
Anyway. Alright, so I guess you guys are hanging out waiting. Does anyone else have anything they want to do? Kind of idle around. Crowds kind of filter in as you're kind of lounging about the bar, maybe having drinks or food or such. But without anything, if you guys aren't doing anything else, then time passes. Odril eventually shows up.
He'll arrive probably like a minute or so before Kazdia. Basically, the idea is meet up with her at some point, and they would travel together. He'd be leading the way, essentially.
Okay. So you meet up with her. She's doesn't seem to be in any like real sort of hurry, but you know when she meets up with you, she does seem relieved to finally see you. It's just good to see you're still okay. Didn't know what you'd find there.
We found much. The others are probably waiting inside.
Yes, you can tell me all about it when I get there. I've sent word ahead. The other members, the other patrons should be clearing out here soon. And as you're heading over, for those that are inside already, you do notice an odd trend as the barkeep is kind of whispering as he walks about, and more of the patrons are getting up and leaving till it's only you all in the tavern. And even the tavern keep disappears into the back rooms. As Kazdia and Odril enter. She looks over, sees kind of the group. You notice a slight quizzical look. Well, I welcome you all back. Glad to see you made it, though it looks like you're missing some.
It is safe to talk here, mistress. Or should we get a room?
It is safe. I know the barkeep. We have set up precautions years ago. I had hoped to use this place as... well... it's neither here nor there. Point of the matter is, it should be safe for now.
Well, we traveled to the Sun Wastes. I met with the Blue Scale clan there. We were hailed as prophetic, some chosen ones. I think what we know now, it is more likely a plant or ploy of the temple's inhabitant.
Well,
There is a dragon living beneath the temple, or rather, trapped within the temple by his own volition.
So, I guess to make it so we don't have to just recount the lore again,
Yeah.
Is Odra going to tell her everything that occurred in the temple, basically?
He will not mention the trial that he went through, the vision that he saw, but everything else he will mention.
Okay, just unless you really want to RP the lore segment with her again, but I imagine it would just be Odril kind of recounting and she would just be sitting there listening until the end. Unless anyone else wants to interject any other info to her at this time as well. Also, Shred is deafened, so I don't know if he actually is hearing any of this. And did he give a reason why he's deafened?
Doesn't look that good.
somebody come in and talk to him. Sometimes has people visit.
Okay, just making sure. He knew, hopefully. So I imagine he'd be very curious as to why everyone then went dead quiet. Anyway, so you recount the tale to Kazdia, who sits there, and her eyes grow wide, and she's not really able to hide her surprise, and just learning this information. I mean, this is literally world-shattering to her in a sense. And by the end of it, she's just slinking back in her chair. She's kind of biting at a nail. Gods.
Sorry.
And if it was anyone but you, Odril, I'd call him an idiot and a liar.
It is no lie.
And did you tell her about also the desire that you picked up? Like you pick up?
He hasn't mentioned it yet, but he will. He may. I don't know if he'll mention it here, but yeah, he has not mentioned that to her yet.
That may shed some light on what I've learned. Things are moving very quickly now.
The Master Andros. Does he still reside in the dungeons?
He does. Father, your master, tends to leave him be lately, seeing to mostly his prep work for what's to come. All of us busy, really. Don't know if it's just that because it's that much work, or to keep us all in the dark.
And what of Mitra Namara?
Busy.
She absolved.
She was, not in the direct sense, though. They never held the trial, at least not publicly. They claim that she repented and saw her ways, and the true culprit was found, and it was a devious act by those that opposed Paylor to besmirch his light, and, well, you know the rhetoric.
She's not the first.
They say whatever suits and fits their needs. The rest of you, what do you plan to do?
There's an unusual festival coming up in a few days.
Not one of the normal
Yes.
festivals.
How often does this Paylorian festival come?
It doesn't. It's new. Terrifies me most. The councilmen are all touting it as a rebirth, a revival of faith of Paylor. Their words don't always match. Feels as though sometimes the word Paylor is often left out.
I bet you that's where they're gonna use Andoros to control Paylor. Where's the centerpiece of the event?
Center? What do you mean?
Well, they're gonna have a new festival, right? It's not gonna be some random thing in the middle, random things around the city. They gotta do something to give it some pizzazz and to celebrate. I don't know, whatever they're celebrating, but
I mean, there are stalls and stuff being set up around, and I mean, they plan to give a grand speech, probably in front of the temple.
that's where we'll probably find them at some point.
She kind of like scratches at her head a bit. Think they'll drag my brother out to that? The public would be furious.
Either drag him out or it'll be nearby. wherever it is. It probably is some conduit. I mean, it's my understanding that some people really want to control Palor. After all, what kind of power would they get if they control the power of the sun? What better time to do it during a celebration of Sun God?
Maybe, but kind of bites her thumb a little bit again.
Mistress, you know what the matron Mara has said. The way Palor has spoken to her. The pain he has mentioned. I know not if this has to do with that, but if what the princeling says is true, it could be worse for her. For all of us.
Disagree that it may be worse. I don't know. If only we knew what they were planning.
What did you learn? You said you learned new information.
I know that this festival, as you have seen, is being put on. And as you said there, control, I looked a little bit more into this whole Captain Palor, and I tried to make my way over and see what I could see, but tightly guarded.
Where?
Inside the keep, of course. In the temple. I hear mutterings. Both Mara and the other clergy members as I idly wait by and do my duties. They don't. Either they're sure of themselves, they don't anticipate anyone listening, but they seem rather excited for something so trivial as a festival.
You don't suppose Rost might know a thing or two?
He may. I doubt he'd ever tell you, at least not willingly. Whatever they're planning, it's big. I've dealt with their secrecies and subtle words before, but for on this scale, there's something truly... kind of just... She seems to kind of stare at the table and rack her brain for the right word. Wrong about this.
Rast may be more amenable to our goals than you may realize at first.
If you have some in with him, that might be helpful.
Could follow up on the idea of putting, doesn't a very sarcastic gesture, putting a train in the city.
Well, if you can get an audience with him and do whatever you need to do, then that might help get some information. I can try to get you an audience with my father. I don't know what you can get out of him, but with Odril being back, at least I have a way to get you to him.
Would he not be suspicious? You have mentioned
Thought so too.
advice on them.
Fear. They sound so confident of themselves. Here they believe it's already hit a point where they cannot be stopped. Whatever their plan may be. Never seen this. Usually they keep to themselves, secrecy, never divulging anything, and, only talking publicly when demanded. The level of energy they've had, this fanaticism, It's almost scary. I almost prefer the quiet.
Well, then we only have one opportunity then. Whatever it may be.
And what about my brother? Do you have any plans? Any way you think you can get him out? I've tried. But
What are you asking us that for? Isn't that the entire reason that we just traipsed around the desert for a few months?
yes, and the information you have is invaluable. There's a lot of things I have to go see to confirm. I have fears about what may
You
happen.
had a plan. I didn't like the plan, but I thought you had one.
She looks very crestfallen as you're kind of berating. Tried. I really did.
Oh, you tried. You fucking tried. We didn't go through the shit that we went through just so that you could try and fail.
Hildy. Because my best guess, having lived and born around plenty of arrogant people in my life, the best opportunity to free your brother and our friend would be right before the ceremony. As of right now, they probably have Andros locked up in a place beyond our reach.
Well, Kostya, do you know where they have him locked? I mean, I feel like you have
Yes.
a lot of information that you haven't revealed about where he is, how he's guarded, what we might do to get him out.
I do.
So where do they keep him?
Kind of looks nervously over at Odra a little bit before turning back. Deep beneath the temple is an old catacomb. Far before the days of the White Order of Silverleaf, even those from Jerag are still wondering of where it originated from. Doesn't seem natural that it belongs there.
How old is this catacomb?
Guess is as good as mine. Strong magics maintain the place, and dispel all magics that seem to enter that. Makes for a perfect prison, don't you think?
Oh, there's like an anti-magic aura in the place, huh?
She kind of nods, but then kind of shakes her head. Even an aura, like the stones themselves, drain the very magic of those who enter.
That's not good.
Well,
Life of a
What?
precursor civilization.
yes, from what Incenshot told us. Perhaps it is from an echo of a previous kingdom. Before a reset.
She tilts her head, and then you see her furrow her brow and kind of start thinking. Makes sense if the information is all true. It doesn't line up with any of our magics or our craftsmen. Like I said, the small member we took to Cherak to have analyzed couldn't place it. Guess that would explain the old magic. I've tried talking to him and tried dropping the idea to my father to let him go, or try to figure out what he plans to do with him. Doesn't answer much.
Damn.
I'd
Well,
like to speak. with the master, would he entertain my presence?
He would have to. He still trusts you. I think. At least, he still trusts me.
It has been some time since he has granted me audience.
He's been busy. And, well, that's what worries me a bit too. Don't know. I could try leading you down to the cells. Wouldn't be easy though. I'm not sure what kind of guards would be there.
How far into this place have you been before? Personally.
Been down to meet my brother there. I know the way, but
So you've seen his cell? Or wherever they keep him?
yes. I have, but the guards change.
Hmm.
And the
Still,
magics there make it impossible to get there by any conventional means or hide anyone.
Still though, this is hope. If we had no idea where he was, then I would be very disappointed. But if you can tell us where he is, we might be able to do something.
Lady Adressa is very light of foot. I have watched her, or lost sight of her. There are not few that can escape my sight.
Still, my
Appreciate.
I thank you for your kind words, sir. It reminds me of how much I have to learn now in my encounters with the shadow guards here. It's disturbing. Don't know how they do what they do, but it's something I've never seen before.
They are not natural, I guess. What I've heard, they blend a bit of stealth, the common applications of such, with that of planar magics.
Still, encouraging that maybe that does not work in the place where we need to go.
Yes, it is in the stones.
Perhaps.
There is no disadvantage that they do not also share.
True, but you have to get there first. The temple, which is guarded and watched. There's plenty of scrying magic in such a place. Protective bunch, of course, and
The
even if you
endless
got past them,
concentration
even
of
if you
radiant
got past
minds.
them all, what would you do once you got him out? They would know. How do you propose to save him? I was hoping that with the knowledge, maybe we could have a bartering point or, blackmail or something.
No, that was never going to work.
What of your magics, mistress? Have you perfected your planar travel or teleportation?
Minor sorceries, but nothing. Nothing that could breach the magics that exist down there.
So what if we got him out? Got him beyond the stones?
It's a big if, but you wouldn't. Any mage then could possibly teleport him out. But unseen and unknown is a completely different story.
Just how far does your network of friends go? Could you arrange quick and stealthy transportation out of the city once we have him?
Doesn't extend very far. Odril is my most trusted. Anybody else? With everything going on, trust them until they met any of the chancellors or my father.
Seabreeze, do you have any contacts in this city?
No, but I'm getting another idea. What if we impersonate someone who has the authority to go in and take Andros out?
How would you do that without the magics being dispelled?
Physically, without magic.
It is true. She is a adept thief in many ways.
No, I would not do this. I would call in a favor from someone that maybe knows how to do this. One that I believe was in your party before me.
Him? I was wondering, went off.
I recall he was quite an impersonator.
He impersonated so well, became someone else.
Kazdia, is that something that's even feasible? Like, or would it be completely unreasonable that there was someone that with that much power to just walk down there, ask to take him and take him?
Don't know. I don't know if any one person has the authority to release him at this point, or if it's a decision by the council as a whole.
Not even
The
your
prison he's
father?
in isn't like a public, normal trial type thing.
It is
Not e-
rare those who leave to go into those prisons ever leave.
Not even your father would have that power?
He is still subject to the whims of the rest of the council. Despite his presence and the plans, I don't know if even he has the ability just to walk out and release Andros. At least not without them knowing.
Mistress, a question. Were you able to learn, was this plot to bring in Master Andros, was that of Lord Terrace's design, or of the council?
Bring him in to what? Or... Not sure I understand the question he posed. Sorry.
He's asking, was the plot to bring Andros in, to capture him, to put him in prison, was that a plan of Lord Telris, or was that something ordered to Lord Telris?
It was Lord Telris. So it was father's plan. He told me everything and told me not to breathe a word of it to the council. Suppose he wanted to get to him first before they did.
But the council know that he is imprisoned. Yes?
They know. At least I believe they do. But as far as they're concerned, then he's under his lock and key, and well, I don't know what their plans are for him. They've kept him down there a while.
Question above board. Would Odril know of Andros's godblood chosenness or whatnot? Would he know of Telris's mark, I guess? God mark.
Well, Telris didn't have one. But
I thought it was that he was the chosen of both sea and moon, but he turned them down, and it was passed on hereditary to his son. I remember hearing that. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
No, he was overlooked, I think, if I remember
Okay.
the conversation from forever ago, because he was chosen. he was chosen, but they looked to his father first, but he disregarded both of them to choose Paylor.
Got it.
But he never was ever like reached out or branded by them. He was
Gotcha.
like, yeah. But as far as knowing if Andros was chosen, I don't think it ever came up in conversation to Odril about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's just what I'm curious.
So, because I mean, Kazi only really recently learned of it too. So,
Yeah.
Princeling, you say that Master Andros has gods inside him, living within him?
Yeah, the one of them really doesn't like it.
I would think not. He was never fond of religion, of gods.
Oh, probably should use gods as air quotes. Gods as powerful entities. Yes, I know he at least has one of Earth. 50-50 as a second one in there.
Earth.
It's a long story, but essentially, yes. Andros has a god of Earth and shaping of stone inside of him.
I believe he called it a term, Stony or whatever. Idiot brother of mine.
Yeah, he didn't like that name. The god.
But it was
So
a
yes.
plainer lord. I digress.
Besides the point, I remain highly confident that Andros is critical to whatever plan is with Paylor that these people want, and what excites clergy people more so than the ability to control the god they serve. After all, truth will be whatever they decide to be. It's like becoming a god yourself. Of course, in their hubris.
Perhaps we lack right now is just information. Don't know how you're gonna get down there. But if you think they'll bring him out to the festival, we'd have to know where. If you have contacts, perhaps you can learn from them. Or perhaps with Odril, maybe you can talk to my father and glean what you can from him. He's not looking to pick a fight with anyone from the Kiros. But so he may at least listen. Especially now that you, well, know what you know. May throw him off edge. No.
It is knowledge he also knows, and obviously has not shared with many.
Don't know how many he's shared it with, if any. At the very least, I would assume he shared something with the council, as that seems to be what's sparking a lot of this. Well, this, and he kind of just waves her hand around at generally everything.
Indeed, he was of one drive. That was many years ago. He did not return to the campaign in the south, despite him being integral in the successes we had had so far.
I said, I've heard something changed about him that day.
He did.
Hmm.
After the war, I challenged him.
He just kind of shakes and turns away to kind of hide the scar that's on his face from that when that happened.
There is something you should know, Castia. May we speak after?
Of course. She looks at everyone else kind of sitting. Well, what would you have me do then? I wish to help free my brother. I want I want what's best for the people here. Whatever that may mean, I suppose.
I'll let Seabreeze determine that, because I think you might be the one getting the best inside knowledge on some arcane defenses of that area.
Kazdia, before you leave us, please to draw me a map or just help me to understand as much as I can about the places we might enter this catacombs, where hidden doors, hidden traps, where the guards are, how many prisoners there are, how to free them, anything.
I can try. I can tell you what I know, but I am afraid that my knowledge is fairly limited. I know the rough route, but guards change, and I imagine there are traps of some kind. They're always disabled when I go down. Guards that recognize me, so
Do you have
whatever's there is usually disabled when I go down.
What of the temple scribes? Would they have blueprints from the architectural designs? I know
Any
the temple
information
ancient,
is
but
strictly confidential to that place.
Yes, I
Blueprints,
would
maps, everything would be kept way deep somewhere in the temple.
I would supplement our knowledge by asking if you can go down there freely, or if you need to be invited. Could I accompany you?
I could try. Usually they only let specific people in.
Ah,
I would need a reason to bring someone, and I don't know. I can try to think of something.
I can try to change my appearance to match someone that you've gone down with before to raise minimal suspicion.
Maybe.
without magic.
I can try. Like I said, I am tempted to call my superiors to see if your former squad mate is available for this mission.
can try. I would need to think of a reason why I would bring anyone else down. I mean, unless you can truly disguise yourself to look, like Telleris or any of the councilmen, but even then we raise the risk of coming up with a good enough lie as to why they're even there to begin with. Their schedules are usually well known.
No, I would not try to physically impersonate any of those people. I am not going to be able to pass as human.
Could you look like Odril?
I think Odril could look like Odril.
Yes, but do you have a plan to do something down there that Odril can't do?
No, that's not entirely true. I think the point of going down there again, even if it is just you, is to take a second look with an eye for traps and all of the things that I mentioned before. If you feel that your memory is hazy, if you have given me all the knowledge that you think you may obtain by going down there, then there is no need to do this.
I fear I wouldn't be able to get you much on any traps or such. The guards there would definitely catch on to me trying to look into the walls for any such things.
Perhaps. So this is only one small part of a larger plan as well, and we are right to try to question all parts of it. So even if we were to break out or somehow walk Andros out under some subterfuge, there is still the matter of keeping it quiet, getting him away from the city without being known.
If you do that, and it's known, what will you do with the city? Plan to stop my father? Or the councilmen or whatever they're doing?
We would need to know what that was first.
She turns to you again, Absinthoss. You have ways to get the information. I beseech you to utilize them and not be found out. The councilmen don't normally listen to anyone, but if you say you have an inn, maybe our best bet. Unless Ojol can convince my father otherwise.
Yes, Princeling, you have referred to the Light's bounty by not his title. You have met the man?
Yes. I know quite a few of the members' deepest desires and fears.
How did you come by this knowledge?
Arcane magic.
Um, make a deception check.
Yeah, I think that works. I don't think that's very convincing.
Yeah, Odril knows you're lying.
Yeah, Kazuya looks over to you two with a very raised eyebrow. I've not heard of any arcane magics that could do such things.
Is it the blood magic you wield?
Like I said, arcane magic. You would be more accurate with that. Taps on his little pendant.
Fair enough. If you do not wish to share the source of that, I will not pry. But if it can reveal a person's desires, fears, what else can it reveal? You seem one who wants to know knowledge. Perhaps you can understand the need that is here.
The
Without
sky's the
knowledge,
limit.
we are merely 7 people in a room. Well, 6 if you do not count the cat.
I'm only afraid that calling upon such power right now would alert everybody to our presence.
Explain.
Kind of looking around the room, he's struggling to verbalize it. When I call upon its magic, I'm basically forcing my own will onto the universe.
To the universe. You are not channeling the weave, then.
No, something more primal. And I haven't fully thought more about it till now, but every time it gets pulled, well, playing between reality and beyond, maybe getting weaker. In small doses, it's fine. In larger doses, it's like the difference between a polite whisper from this distance and someone yelling. People will notice the yelling.
Have you used this magic in the city before?
Yes.
And nothing has come upon you then?
No, but I don't think the city was on, its clerics were on as heightened alert. as they are now. All I'm saying is I can do. I just need help with potential consequences afterwards, or we should at least be immediately relocating after I do.
Well, if we are to free Master Andros, your friend, as you call him, perhaps it is up to you to decide what risk you are willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Knowledge is what we need. It seems knowledge is what you can learn from this primal source of power.
And asking in such a precise way to make sure we get the right knowledge. To me, that's my biggest concern. But I agree with you, yes. It is certainly a great tool we have.
Talia's just got a blank look through all this. Well, you have the knowledge or the means to get it. We are running short on time. We need to find out what they're doing. We need to find out what the plan is and how we mean to fight it. I want to save my brother, and I want to save or stop my father from... I don't know what he's even planning to do. Can't be good.
The likelihood that it includes Master Andros, I do not know. But it seems strange. And at the moment he returns to the city, a crime is penned on him.
They knew he was coming. Well, I was told. You know, our clerics are very good at clairvoyance. Palor's light, reveals all.
Yes. Well, perhaps you can visit him, Master Andros, and do your best to make a mental map of the route.
You know the route. I can give you a basic path, but...
Tally the guards. Give us at least some plan, some concrete details of what stands in way of just liberating him. We must also look into gaining knowledge of what the council is planning.
Turns to the group.
Before Master Andros was taken, did you discover anything?
Anything about what?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the question's asking.
You obviously came here for a reason, to stop a war. What plan did you have upon coming?
It was mostly just information gathering until shit hit the fan.
Then what information did you gather?
Beforehand, not much. My people, Galaran, people of Sunbreak, or at least leadership of Sunbreak, believe that for their help in defeating Faust, that the people of Galaran owe them an indemnity of some sort. So we were sent, if not just to negotiate for it, at least maybe figure out what is causing them to believe they are owed that indemnity.
It is fairly obvious those who defeat a world-threatening problem feel they are owed compensation for their efforts. But
And they came on their own accord. It would be like if you were a merchant that felled some bandits, and then some other bandits came, killed the original bandits, and then they demanded your money.
Your analogy makes no sense, but it is not important.
Oh, it's quite important, because their indemnity demand almost makes no sense. Although I think they could demand it if they're not going to get what they want originally. They could do it by force if they have power of God on their side.
You're saying they're bending Paylor to their own will. You have proof of this?
No direct proof. Just inference on people's desires.
The short answer was no.
Seems a far stretch to think that someone can control my god. Paylor is worshipped across the plain of Mir. His influence is vast. It is not some small river goddess.
And it seems like a far stretch. There's a dragon underneath the temple that's still living. And the fact there's many ancient civilizations underneath the society.
Well,
If you have an alternative interpretation of what they're going to do with this festival, I am all ears for a good skeptical counterpoint.
I don't have a counterpoint, but I would like the opportunity to offer something that might actually be useful.
by all means, speak, Hildy.
There is a Jerry Rag Guild presence in this city, and I was chasing a lead before all of this went down that, well, they are smuggling spell cores into the city. For what? I haven't been able to figure that out yet, but there's a guild headquarters, or just a guild. What was that building that Hildy tried to break into, Salty? Was it just a shop? A guild shop?
It was like a guild shop, but I think you learned potentially that it was a potential front to an extent. I remember how much
Right,
you really
okay.
gained off the idea that there was a tunnel system they were, because no one saw the small crystals being funneled in.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
So
So, but there's it's a shop on the surface, but I think that it's actually a front for something because these spell cores have got to be coming from somewhere, and I have reason to believe that there are tunnels down there that lead out of the city.
What would spell
So-
cores be doing? They're for minor cantrips, small magic.
The ones that Jerry Rag were working on, they're trying to be able to harness and safely hold the power of more powerful spells. If they've managed to crack that, then that would be a pretty potent fuel source for something to shackle the gods, right? It's a theory, anyway. Like I said, we never figured out what exactly they were using them for, only that they were coming through here. But Jerry Rag wouldn't just willy-nilly hand over a whole bunch of spell cores just to be nice. They've got to be in it for something.
And more importantly, why would Sunbreak want all these spell cores? There's already the power of the light of Palor all around the city. It's not like they need more magic, per se.
It is worth investigating. Though it could be, I know not, unlinked, but I don't know.
Pretty sure it is. Like, Hilliard's a good follow-up in the lead. We tried earlier, and we're unsuccessful.
Yeah, but
Perhaps-
if security is lightened up a little bit since they're so sure of their victory, then maybe it would be worth a second try.
Absdas nods his head affirmatively.
And I
Alex,
don't
logic.
mean to put the proverbial cart before the horse, but none of this makes sense without an exit strategy. So that if that assuming that tunnel actually exists, that could be our way out. It wouldn't be easy because we would have to get through the guild people that are already inside to even have access to it, and we would have no way of knowing where we would end up. But it would get us out of the city unseen.
Be a good up. It's good. As long as they aren't able to block the limited exits. That's certainly better than going out on foot over land.
I wonder if those tunnels connect to tunnels I found with Freya. I believe they
You
went
found-
all the way back to the coast from here.
Do we all know about that, or is that our first time hearing about this?
I don't recall.
I want to say this is our first time hearing about it.
I thought that they at least had mentioned that there were tunnels, but
Yeah, but not that far.
Well, Freya and I explored while we were there, and then we made quite the number of weeks of journey to get here, so let's just say you've heard that story.
That was in Luminessa, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, it would be a hell of a walk back to Luminessa from here, but
Also,
it's an option.
yes, we were we there may be some dangers in those tunnels as well.
Yeah,
But
I think we're going to be in danger no matter what we do.
this is true. Yes. Well, tonight is a night for work, as they say. We could maybe go investigate this front.
Just be careful. The night is not empty, as you have learned.
Yes.
You're trying to investigate his shop at night. I'd say your best bet is in the morning where you can talk to him.
Yeah,
Breaking and entering at night. Don't put your chances very high with the Knight's Guard.
How do
shadows
you,
are
Triple.
thick.
how do you deal
must-
with that? The night.
We
the
stay
night guard.
inside at night.
Castia, there must be a way to see them or avoid them somehow.
Not easily, no.
What is the hard way then?
Walk through the planes of existence.
Okay, well,
It is rumored they have sold themselves, their soul, from the light of Palor.
is this permanent for them? Maybe that. No,
Yes.
my idea is too big. Yes, okay, all right.
Those that become part of that it's permanent. Give up a lot. There's a process. Obviously, it's not just immediate, but the longer and longer they stay and fall into that pit, as it were, the more ungrounded from reality it seems they become. It's what gives them their power, so to speak.
It is heretical.
How does one join their ranks?
Wish to join them?
It's just a question.
Chamber deep within. Down where Andros is being kept, there's another pathway that I've heard they take the new recruits, and, well, what I've heard, it's akin to torture. Their magics, their soul, seems to be removed. In exchange, they walk a weird bridge between life, death, this plane, and the next. Walking in a shadow they can never be free of.
Sounds familiar.
Well, tonight, Princeling, you ply your magic, see what you can learn. In the morning, investigating this guild shop front, as you call it. And I will try and speak with my Lord Terrace. They are, as you say, this close to fulfillment of this plot. Perhaps his mind is elsewhere, and I can glean some information from him.
Okay. Okay. We need that information soon. I don't know why, but I feel like the festival will be the crux of it all. It's just too obvious, isn't it?
Exactly, and their hubris. I doubt they'll see their own downfall.
Can I ask you something? What are you doing while we're running off and playing information gatherer for you?
I thought you asked that I go try to map out the pathway to my brother and get an audience for Odril to my father. Do you wish an audience with him as well?
Oh, he would not want to see me. He would like nothing that I have to say.
Tends to not like anything anyone says anymore. But to answer your question, I have my roles that I am trying to fulfill, and if there's anything else that can aid, I will try.
You know, you've done an awful lot of talk about trying. Like it or not, you're our only in as far as actual information about this whole situation is concerned. So seems like
She's-
you're in a
She's trying to
relatively
help,
central.
though. Is it worth pushing so hard?
If she is exposed as moving against the council, against Lord Terrace, she will be of no use. Very likely she will join Master Andros.
The things you have mentioned, trying to memorize some portions of where Andros is kept and then getting the audience that we spoke of, I think those are good ideas. I think achievable. Yes.
Believe so, yes. As you said, or as Odril has said, unlike you, my movements are closely watched. I am still a member of the Order of Palo, after all. And with this festival coming up, to step obviously out of line, I'm afraid you wouldn't see or hear from me again.
Well, trust is a difficult commodity to gather in this city, but
Tried.
yes.
I've told you where he's being held. I lent you my trusted advisor, the only person I can still trust in this city, apart from my mother.
And to believe if the powers that be wanted us dead, we would be dead already.
Yes.
Yes, it is imperative that we stay out of sight, no longer a thorn in their side. The moment we prod, the order does not delay.
Slowly turns around to look at Thamor.
Those that oppose the order do not last long in this city. We must move carefully. So please forgive my mistress for her tentativeness. The help she is offering is a large risk to her, just as it is for each of you.
Where will you go, Alderaan?
I will speak with the matron. I wish to confirm her safety, confirm her knowledge. And then I will go to Lord Terrace.
He's safe, I believe, Odril. They said after the hearing of sorts, she's been kept mostly busy with prepping for the festival. You can go see her, but advise not to say too much to her.
The matron has rarely excused an opportunity to offer me a few minutes of her time. And I am honored that I hold such esteem in her eyes.
Well, I will try to learn what I can as well. I know, she looks over at Hildy, I know you don't trust me. It seems you have great regard for my brother, of which I am thankful he found companions such as you. He has not had an easy time here. A family that do very little for him. I hope we can see him out, and I hope even more we can stop whatever is about to happen. If what you learn in the temple is the truth. Fear. Terrible things are about to happen.
If it is the knowledge Lord Terrace has shared with the council. Certainly their ambition could perhaps outweigh their devotion to Pelor.
Because if we are successful in freeing your brother, but we are forced to take him with us and leave, you would stay here, yes? No matter what?
Is this to Odril or Kostia?
Kazdia.
I don't know. guess it depends on what is to happen.
Yes, it strikes me that your family is a bit of a mystery even to you. Is that true?
Only my father.
Hmm.
My brothers are, well,
They are loyal soldiers.
that's mildly putting it, Odril.
They are good
Just
soldiers, but
wondering
they are loyal.
how much support you have, or I don't know. I'm trying to understand our surroundings better. I feel like we still don't know very much about the city at all. The guards are
Here in
completely hostile to us, correct? I mean, if we were to just openly state we're looking for Andros, we would be arrested on the spot.
You would not be arrested. You just would be ignored.
Hmm.
They know not of Andros, and those asking for release. I mean, just like anyone else who asks for release, they'll tell you to go look in the cells to the west of the city. If he is not there, or even if he were, they would just say he's there doing his sentence.
So the
And if you wish
majority,
to arrange a court date to go meet with the council,
the majority of
city.
the population does not really understand what's happening right now. Then, is that right?
Not at all. They just go by the whims of the council and welcome any chance of celebration for Paylor. For them, it's just another festival.
So then, absent us, your ability to talk to some of these people who do know what's going on may become very important.
I'm
Exposing
anticipating
it.
it.
Yes. We don't have much time, but perhaps that could shake things up a bit.
Yes. Use your gifts, your connections to gain what knowledge you can. The rest of us will do the same. The life of Master Andros. Perhaps the fate of this world is at stake. Do you have anything else, mistress?
I don't. If there's anything else I can help answer, I will, but I will try to do what you've asked.
The faith, mistress. Your abilities. They're potent.
I assume we shall meet again tomorrow night? Yes?
Yes, I will be back tomorrow, and I will see what you guys have learned. What I have learned. I'll try to do what I can within the day. Odril, do you want me to set the meeting tonight, for tomorrow, or?
I will meet Lord Taros in the morning.
I will try to give him warning tonight so that he is more receptive to your coming. And then I will try to meet with Andros again, and if I can get more info for you on the layout. But
This is a good plan.
Hmm.
Right. Mistress, we must depart.
you know how to reach me, Odril. Be safe, okay?
Right. You as well. May
For the rest of
light
you.
guide you.
Yes. he's even still watching. The rest of you, I wish you luck on your missions. I want to see my brother saved. Even if it is just getting him out of there and fleeing. If we can save the city as well. If it is in danger, I don't even know anymore. I wish you luck.
To you as well.
That she gives everyone a curt nod before kind of hustling out of the tavern.
Odrold will take a few steps toward the door, turn back, give them each a solemn nod.
Seabreeze will step up and offer her forearm.
Takes it.
Be safe.
Indeed. Go with light, Lady Adressa. We shall need it in these darkening times.
With that, Odrold will depart.
Is anyone doing anything else? Sun is set. It's fairly late into the night after that conversation. Bean is fully asleep, snoring, purring by the fire of what's left of it.
No, I think that Hildy would probably retire at this point. Just go into planning mode for going out and about in the morning.
Okay, so how do we want to do that then? Unless anyone's got plans for the night. But
I will definitely use the ring to call people whenever I get alone.
anyone else got nighttime shenanigans?
Quite a few.
Of
Actually, it's really
course.
only two of them. It's calling upon the void to figure out what's the best way to save Andros, and invading people's dreams once again with Rast. To both A, see if he can figure out if that void magic was used, and B, figure out, okay, where's some general plans we should be aware of. We can formulate our own to counter him.
Did you ever get a sample of Rast?
I don't need to have anyone sample to invade their dreams. This is only need the sample to cause negative harm effects.
Gotcha.
Or to have an advantage to have negative harm effects.
Gotcha.
No one in this plane is safe.
Were they
I think.
ever?
To be fair, it works both ways, so.
In the first session, Absinthoss was created. This was this was widely regarded as a bad move. Alright.
I'm about to make it the universe's problem.
So Hildy retreats to slumber, Odril heads off to his place. We have stuff between that Seabreeze is going to call, and Absinthoss is going to do some night voyeurism. Thamor, what are you doing?
I mean, honestly, it might be best if Thamor just stays here, because if he goes outside, he's very noticeable. He's not very sneaky.
I mean, that's up to you. What is he just going to retire for the night? Does he have any other plans he wants to do for the night, or is he?
He's probably gonna retire for the night.
Golden Bean is too tired to shit in Thamor's bed tonight, so
I could pick him up and take him back.
I mean, he
That
also
might
did
Thamor
unload.
will be killing Seabreeze tonight.
We're working on that fish dinner going through. I mean,
Seabreeze
Are we all-
just carries Golden Bean into Thamor's bed and leaves him there.
yeah.
Are we all having to pay for rooms again, by the way?
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool.
You'll find that Idrissa, or not Idrissa, Kazia has actually reserved your rooms for you. So she knows this place.
How generous.
Okay, so do you want to go first, Seabreeze? Or does Abnott want to go first with?
Up to you. What do you think, Shred? You want to go first?
I could probably go first. It gives you more ideas because I'm mostly firmly to mine.
Sure.
So, for flavorful ideas, I want to actually get into the pendant, right? To kind of cast the voice wish. That way you can have like battle line or something kind of relay the information. So I'll write down. The void wish would be to figure out what is guarding Andros. More critically, what are the best ways to rescue Andros? I'll put that second one in there. What are? Where is the character sheet?
Is this drawing upon the wish, or is this drawing upon like a clairvoyance type thing? Oh, you're doing the minor wish. Okay.
We're doing the minor wish.
Okay, and what is the actual nature, or like the way you, or what are you wishing for, basically? Unless you want to confer with everyone else on the wording. But
probably would be wiser. But at the same time, being reckless is definitely within Absinthos's modus operandi.
I mean, he knows the best, doesn't he? He has the best ideas. The best ideas that he doesn't share with people.
What could go wrong?
Guys, I know how to save Andros. On the other side of the coin, there's now a giant hole in the middle of the city.
We did it, guys! We saved the city!
I have powers. What are they? Magic powers. Special magic powers that I only have.
The best powers.
Right.
That's kind of powers. Big powers.
To be fair, he is kind of afraid, especially after with what the dragon said about mentioning void powers specifically on, like, yes, I can render reality as under.
I'm the reason. I'm part of the reason that this whole thing is going on.
Yes.
I'm doing my part.
So yes, I will posit 2 questions to the void. I read the same question twice. I'm stupid.
I will ask in terms of, I mean, you're supposed to kind of phrase it as like a desire or a wish. Asking a question of the void isn't really much of a wish. Like, if you say, I wish to know, like, that is part of the wish. But just saying, being slightly semantic, but again, you're also calling upon something that has a volatile response. So
exactly.
Compilation error. Your syntax was wrong. This is
Great.
Jeopardy. You must phrase your questions as you must phrase your answer as a question.
And I will also say, you might want to be concise on your questions in terms of specifics, because much like a genie wish and all the other features of it, just so you don't go wasting things and getting mad at the DM later, saving could also be a very broad stroke of what it means to save someone. Therapy could save someone. I don't think it helps you what you want to do with Andros right now.
I'm trying to find a way to formulate, I wish to know the best ways to rescue Andros from his captivity. I wish to know where are the best ways to rescue Andros from his captivity.
about that then.
Mhm.
I really want to be mean and be like just a response that just says, "Go break him out." What could possibly go wrong? But that would be the best as far as fastest, but not the bestest. Anyway, I could be really mean in terms of semantics,
Yes.
but anyway, no.
Because that point, I
Part of the
just
fact
need
with
a
Madeline
lawyer
is you get.
to drag in and write in all my responses.
Well, also part of it was the pact with Madeline is she's a little bit more lenient on not
Mhm.
trying to completely screw with you and need a lawyer. She's what's helping you funnel the.
She's my paralegal.
Basically, yeah. So, let's see. Which is the best? Get.
I'm gonna think about it while I talk to somebody else.
Problem is, I'm not gonna be able to think about it while I'm also playing, as I'm guessing you're calling Echo. So.
No, I'm gonna call Elton and talk to myself. Half joking. I'm half joking. Can I do that?
Considering Alton's whereabouts and connection to the Faceless are still not 100% ideal or known at this point,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's not gonna answer.
Okay.
So I know what you were trying to do before, but Alton's currently not in anywhere near Silverleaf right now.
Sure, but it's brings up a related question, which is, can I, as a ring bearer for the Faceless, can I sort of call anyone but Echo, or is that on his end that he determines, or whoever it is at the Faceless leadership determine like who my ring talks to?
For you, it's on, for almost any member that's not one of the higher echelon, they are the ones that reach out to you.
Okay, so
like you can reach out to them, like you can try to establish a link to your superiors.
Yeah.
But as far as contacting other members, generally not. It's not really a multi-way sending stone for them. It's a way to report your findings or for them to give you new orders.
Mm-hmm.
Was the original intent of that ring.
Okay.
Or the ring's power. So you can contact basically those above you, and they can respond if they wish, or they will just forcibly reach out to you.
So theoretically, I could reach out to Whisper?
You could. Whether she'll answer is another question.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was also put on a different mission as well.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I said she was in Telmavir.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as...
Sorry to sidetrack.
Trying to think how to answer that question without... Because unfortunately...
I could always phrase a different question to get closer to some of that intent without actually saying, give me the solution.
Well, because I guess my what I'm trying to rack my brain here is the solution is basically you getting almost like a prophecy, right? Seeing a future, but in order for that to be the best, everything has to come true. And it would either...
I see what you mean. So
either it tells you very little or it tells you too much, and then obviously then the conditions may not happen.
Right.
So in terms of the best way to rescue him is, well, sure. But
I have an alternative one that might be kind of prophecy related, might be a little bit easier. which would be what are their plans? Them being like Faith, Rust, and friends.
That would get you a more succinct answer than this one.
Yeah.
That
What are
much
their
I can
plans
tell
for
you.
the whole ceremony.
Yeah.
You know,
That
where's
one will get you
Andros
a much
coming
more
from?
succinct answer.
Where
Because there
he's
is
going-
knowledge that can be gained for that. Like, it's not... The other one would be literally, I could give you a prophecy, a maybe. The other one I can give you a literal answer. Because it exists.
Until the end of the festival. So the question is, I wish to know what cleric's plans and desires. Plans more important. Desires might be secondary.
And are you in the amulet when you're doing this, or are you outside
Yes.
it?
I want to do it in the amulet, just as an extra precaution against, let's call it, way too much magic. I was like, why is this in casting a bunch of magic?
So, okay, so you take the damage.
Mhm.
You're inside your little, basically, essentially a genie's hut of sorts, chanting it, kind of feeling the powers that be, and Madeline, in the essence of how your relationship has been worked out, is now crouching in front of you, kind of staring at you intently. As you can see, her eyes are also filled with what amounts to the stars of the void, more or less. She kind of looks at you. You're not gonna like this answer.
It's not about whether I like it or not. It matters what the answer is.
He's a backup plan.
He's the backup plan?
Yes.
Did you figure out what has to go wrong for him to be the backup plan?
The first has to fail to die. Or... You see her kind of, again, kind of staring past you, almost like looking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I see. They don't all agree with each other, do they? They plan to recreate events from so long ago. Could be our chance.
I'm listening.
She looks down at you. And she see like almost like a wicked grin kind of appearing on her face. Do you remember what you learned in that temple?
That we might be the undoing of reality.
Something like that. Seems as though they plan to kill Palor and establish one of themselves as the new god.
Almost like what happened to you.
Something like that.
That's a terrifying thought. I mean, it's not far off from what I was thinking they were doing, but how on this mortal plane will reality bend to their will for that?
Afraid I can't answer anymore. The extent of what you've called upon is spent.
Understood.
Wood does not give freely.
No, but others might.
Perhaps. But
But
I
then
will
it's good to
say,
know that
answer
know what the
more of the
plan
question
is.
that you asked. The one that plans to use him as a backup is his father, in case the councilmen fail. Perhaps that's when you step in, though. The role of a god might be vacant for a short bit.
That is something to ponder.
That's a good brother. And with that, her form kind of dematerializes in your left back, kind of meditating on your own.
He's probably going to think about that for this another 20, 30 minutes about... He wasn't expecting the opportunity to happen this soon. Will you take it?
Will the opportunity happen, though? We'll see. Who knows if what they're doing will actually occur, what they think will happen.
Yeah, maybe
But
it'll
who
end up...
knows?
Yeah, who knows what will happen? Maybe they'll just end up at some...
Anyway.
If I can create a hole in the ocean.
Sea Breeze.
Yes.
Who we dialing?
Boy, yeah, I guess I didn't think about it until you just asked me just now. If I, twist the ring on my finger and think about Whisper, does anything happen?
No response is given.
Okay. Just as a backstory thing, it'd be interesting to talk to her, because I think she was sort of my handler before Echo. I think that was right. No, it was Treble.
Treble was the one in charge of all the contracts, basically, so...
Let's try for Echo, then.
Okay. He answers. It seems he's always up and about. It's been a while since I've heard from you. What can I do you for?
Drops her Idrissa form. Yes. I have traveled and out across the desert, and we came upon a tribe of Dragonborn who put us on a quest, and at the end of this quest was a dragon. Pauses for effect.
Oh. This is something interesting. Here I thought I knew a lot about the world. Go on.
It is not often that I come across information that I think you might not know, but this dragon knew much, and there are many things that I feel you should know. And she recounts the story of Faust again, because it seemed to be slightly different coming out of, I can't remember the dragon's name, the difficult to pronounce dragon thing.
Zhenshao.
That story of Faust seemed a little bit more detailed, so she'll recount that. Then I think she'll also recount the story of Heron, yes. So she'll start by saying that there was this god, Heron, that she'd never heard of, obviously.
Mhm.
But now there was a forgotten cycle. And the one that she knew about and that she thought Echo had told her, obviously about her past in the previous reset, now she's come to understand that that is a cycle and that it has perhaps happened many times before. Had you ever heard that, brother?
You hear a bit of silence for a while. This information. Where did you say you got it again?
It was a dragon. A great golden dragon, bronze skin. It was anchored to a plinth above a great pool deep underneath the sands.
I don't much like what I'm hearing about this. Lines up to an extent, but it would also mean that the world I knew wasn't real.
Well, it was unsettling for me as well. I was not my normal quiet self when we were conversing with this dragon. But in the end, it seemed almost indifferent. Like its imprisonment there was not a burden to it, but rather it was biding its time, waiting for something new to happen. I have thought much on the implications of this, but the dragon transported us back to... Fuck is the city called? So many names to remember. Sunbreak.
Tell me about it.
Sunbreak. Only this morning. So
Why?
Yes.
Why are you? What purpose did he send you? I know the mission I gave you, but it seems like you're doing something else there.
Yes. The leadership here are fixated, I think, on some sort of power, ritual, or sacrifice or ceremony of some sort. The traveling companion Absinthoss has deeper knowledge of this, and he will likely go tomorrow to uncover more.
Discord. I'm about to give you a new mission. This one supersedes all others. I need you to learn how they're doing what they're doing and what they plan to do with it. They're planning on causing another cycle, as you say, or what knowledge they have of doing so. It is of utmost importance that you learn and tell me of it. And if they are planning to do anything, stop them immediately. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal clear, as this was already our plan. But
I will not have the world suffer that again. At least, not without us guiding it.
yes, I understand. I usually do not do this. You know my reputation, but I was unable to ascertain the whereabouts of the agent that was formerly here.
Forget him. That doesn't matter now. If you find him, great, whatever. This information you told me what might be going on. This is your highest priority order. Discord.
Right. I need help.
I will have agents sent when I can. I will dispatch them now. No wonder they've kept us out. No wonder our agents go dark. They know us, don't they?
I think so.
Do what you can.
I
I'll
have,
be in contact again soon.
I have one more piece of information before we conclude. We believe that one of our compatriots that's being held, as I reported before we left, he may be some sort of key for them.
Then you must get him.
Yes.
If he is a key to this, find out how and why. And if he is, keep him alive until I can meet him.
Yes.
And Discord, you know what to do if needed, right? If the key should fall into the wrong hands.
His sacrifice may mean the enemy achieves their goal. I cannot blindly kill as you would suggest.
It's not blindly. It would be an order. Do I make myself clear?
I must object. I think his...
There are forces at work here, far beyond your comprehension. You are learning dangerous things, Discord. You were brought on in the Faceless as an assassin. Best at what you do. If you're telling me now that you cannot kill, then perhaps a reevaluation may be in order.
It's unlike you. You give me such a stiff order to be your agent and uncover these truths. Execute one of my squad mates against
This
my
is uncommon
recommendation.
circumstance.
Yes, but you are contradicting yourself. Think carefully about what you ask. As will I.
Is that a threat? Discord.
It's a fact.
Guard carefully your back, then. Perform your mission.
If you can accomplish the mission you give me better with me dead, you should do it. She takes off her ring.
The connection is severed.
Mm-hmm. You will stalk about the place like not be able to sleep at all. Bean will probably grow very annoyed with how much
I
she's
mean,
walking
Bean
around.
is mostly just snoring by it, like what's left of the embers and the large meal and dreams of shitting on a guard who, unbeknownst to you, the Bean had also called out to. So the screaming was because the guard looked up.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ.
So the Tressum is having amazing dreams right now, unbeknownst to the world around him.
Diabolical.
Anything else that anyone wants to do before the night passes?
Yes, I want to use Dream and talk with Rast.
Okay. What setting are you giving him?
The same office that he has.
Okay.
The one where we met in the first place. And I'll just come in as absent thus. Not Sun.
Yep. He's in his office. He seems a little frustrated with the fact that he's dreaming of being at work, but
I'm sorry, next time I'll make it an island paradise. We're gonna be in Hawaii next time, with even the concept of Hawaii.
he sees you. He's like, why am I dreaming of you and work?
Well, 2 and 2 are together. I've got some good news.
Is this how you normally contact people?
Well, I figure it's more secure than other methods. So yes. Would you prefer if I show up to your home unannounced?
No,
Because of the
both
absence.
methods would be terrible, but at least next time pick a better location. I don't need to dream of this place.
Absent thoughts will change it more to something more pleasurable, like a beach.
Alright, at least it's a start. It's a start, but state your business.
You have a festival in 2 days.
Yes. Posters are up everywhere. I'm glad you're able to read.
One of your council members wants to become a god.
His eyes narrow. Where are you getting such crazy ideas from?
I just happen to know things.
Dangerous thing.
Very quite
Not-
dangerous. I know my friend's backup plan.
Your what?
You know, the blue tiefling.
The criminal that Hellerus keeps in his dungeon? What about him?
Yes, I believe he is the son of the light speaker, if I remember correctly.
He's the son of Tellerus. That's what I just said.
Yes.
Are you always so coherent in other people's dreams?
Normally I'm more coherent. Some of it is I have an incomplete picture. I need you to help me with it. Let's say your secret gets out.
No one will believe you. You know that. And threatening me won't do you much good either.
It's a fair
Besides,
point.
it's not like you can do much about it anyway.
About the ceremony of someone turning into a god?
Again, his eyes narrow. You best hold your tongue. You speak an awful lot of dangerous, heretical things.
Does that mean you are the light speaker then? Not just the light's bounty.
Don't understand what you're getting at there.
Well, the light speaker wants to become a god. I know if he or she falls, I know Andros, the criminal, will be used as the backup.
Why
that
would
power.
he be used as a backup? He's just the idiotic son of Tellerus. He told us that he was a danger to our plan that he knew. Why would he be a backup? What are you going on about?
What did they tell you about the battle against Faust last year?
What does that have to...
It
Where
has
are you going
everything
with
to do
this?
it. You think that he is just some petty, common criminal. He is not. He is one of the heroes who saved the world last year. As much as he wants to put on Because Andros was to put on that, oh, he's just some regular old person. He's not. He's an arcane sorcerer of immense power.
Okay. He is in a dungeon with no magic. And hero or not, I don't see what that has to do with this. If you have a point, I mean, oh, I beseech you to get to it.
I was thinking in his head about what benefit would be revealing information about him having gods in his head. This is definitely going to sound crazy, but I believe it with wholeheartedness. Because I've seen it, since I've traveled with them for years. Andros can't control a god.
Wait, what? Andros, what?
Andros can control a god.
He just stares at you blankly.
So of course he'd be a threat to the plan. If someone else was going to control a god, like Light Speaker,
You
and
mean
then
controls a god?
or control its power.
How? What? Explain. You speak in vagueness.
Out of character, what was the Earth gods, the Stony? I'm blanking on his.
He's not really a god, he is a primordial lord.
Groombar is his name.
Groombar.
Yes, it's
There we
Grumbar.
go. I'm sure you're familiar with names such as Umberlee and Groombar.
Merely, yes. Grumbar isn't a god.
Well, Enos can control them both. And now he doesn't look the part. But what else would, such a son of such an important person just be chained up for no reason? Do you think, oh, my son is home. Better put him in the dungeon. Deep and far away. Underneath in a temple. So far underneath it may be in a catacomb of a long lost civilization.
And if what you're saying is true, then why would he not tell us of such things? And what do you hope to achieve with this? If he is your friend, all you're suggesting is that we should kill him. And his father, too.
That'll be one way to stop the crazy ritual one of you is going to perform. Trying to find a way to do it, stop that insane ritual of someone saying to godhood with as minimal side effects as possible.
You know too much. Who's been telling you? Where have you gotten this info?
Would you believe me if I told you?
Depends. At this point, you've told me a lot of things I shouldn't believe.
The primordial truth.
And that is...
Let's just say he's gonna conjure up like some ethereal vapors of like the void. We'll say the source of creation itself told me.
Right. You're... Sure. Sure. Yeah. Sure they did.
You seem awfully defensive for someone who thinks I'm on the wrong trail.
I'm more so I don't fully believe, or perhaps call me doubtful of your so-called claims of a primordial truth telling you the truth. Sounds like something a grade schooler would make up.
Understandable on that.
But I will investigate these claims. And
I assume you're going to be celebrating at the temple.
what
Or
reason
they
does
will
that
be.
have for you?
Well, as crazy as it sounds, I at least somewhat like you. And I am worried that I don't want you to get caught up in whatever shenanigans the rest of your council has in ascending to godhood.
You'll have to excuse me if I don't believe that. I don't normally invade others' dreams and give cryptic threats of information that they shouldn't have. I find that hard to identify with. So, you'll have to, just trust me or believe me. I guess when I say I don't really trust you, I'm going to go, of course, verify information and, proves true, I will pretend the conversation never happened and not send the Knight's Guard to bring you in to find out how you figured anything out of what, as far as you should be concerned with, doesn't exist.
Just stares at Rast. You're right, this conversation never happened then. Just some manic who just has some ideas.
Too much information to be such.
So do you believe it or not believe it? I have too much
Right.
information, but it's all the wrong information.
I will do my due diligence. I am not just but I am no fool. And if what you say is correct, then perhaps we will just have the poor boy put to death. And if his father complains, well, so be it. He's got his job to consider. Not sure how that benefits you, but if you are truthful in this, I will consider what you've had to say, and again, give you the nice benefit of not executing you for your transgressions here. Enjoy the festival.
I think I will. And with that, he'll close the dream. Yeah, he doesn't have much to do. He'll just sleep for the night.
I take it back. I'm gonna place Bean in Absintho's bed.
Yeah.
I guess we will call there and have the conversation with Odril and Tellerus next time, and Hildy with the guild store front as well. The timetable might have gotten moved up because of that. We'll see.
Oh no.
Huh.
Absinthoss might have just killed my character.
I was thinking the same thing, like, fuck.
I'm going to invade this guy's dream, tell him all of the information I know, and then not have anything happen.